Everybody stays warm. We got some other people in town.
Well,
That was what I was telling the kids living there, you know, they never really know about it. So it's a good thing about living in town. Typically, we're the last one off. They're usually first get back home.
Copperhill's a little better now than that people.
All right, it's 5:30. I'll call the meeting to order. Roll call.
Mayor Barker,
Present.
Vice Mayor Reese,
Yes.
Alderman Martin,
Yes.
Alderman Tanner,
Yes.
Alderman Thomas.
Yes.
Everybody present. On the agenda tonight, first up, we have minutes from December 15, 2025. We have a motion to accept those.
A motion.
I'll say.
Motion by Donna, second by Jeff. Any discussion, any corrections to the minutes? Seeing none, roll call.
Mayor Barker,
Yes.
Vice Mayor Reese,
Yes.
Alderman Martin,
Yes.
Alderman Tanner,
Yes.
Alderman Thomas.
Yes.
Very good. Passes. Next on the agenda are financials. We are looking December 13, 25 to January 16, 2026. Do I have a motion to consider?
Second.
Motion by Tamerlan, second by Donna. Any discussion, questions for our recorder on financials? Seeing none? Okay. All right. Roll call.
Mayor Barker,
Yes.
Vice Mayor Reese,
Yes.
Alderman Martin,
Yes.
Alderman Tanner,
Yes.
Alderman Thomas.
Yes.
Very good. All right, next up, we have public comments. Reminder, this is not a Q&A, this is a comment period. If you wish to make a comment, please state your name, and we typically limit to 3 minutes to have any public comments.
I'll make a comment.
All right. I have one in the back, and then I'll get
Okay.
you.
You may go first. Doesn't matter. Okay, just a couple quick things. I'm a new resident. I've been in Copperhill for about 2 years. I do live downtown. I have some concerns about the noise ordinance with outside speakers to like 3 businesses. I work long hours. I'm not going to tell you where I work, but I do work long hours, 12 to like 9 o'clock at night. The music, you could actually hear the whole entire song, every word, anywhere from 10, 11, 12, or 1 in the morning every night. And it's a lot. So I just wanted to know if there's any noise ordinance, or if we can post something to send notices to these businesses to bring their speakers inside, because people aren't standing outside to listen to music. And the second thing I have concern about, 2 o'clock in the morning, I don't know if anybody lives downtown, the trucks start rolling in and they don't even stop for any of the signals and everything. It's very dangerous. Of course, there are some people out late at night, not me, but it's a lot. So I don't know. I know we don't have a police station, but I don't know if there could be something done about that. But it starts around 2 till about 6:30 in the morning. And I don't know where they're coming from. I'm sure it's Chattanooga or Cleveland. Deliveries going on into Blue Ridge, but it's concerning. So that's all I have to say.
Would you please state your name for the
I
recorder?
have to. Pamela Calhoun, Calhoun. Okay.
Thank you, Ms.
You're
Calhoun.
very welcome.
And after the meeting, if you would like, let's have a chat. We want to get with our clerk.
Okay.
If you have time.
That would be fine. This is the first time I've ever done this. I didn't
Sure.
really know what to do.
Great.
Okay.
Thank you so much.
All right, you're welcome.
And next up,
I'm Monica Farrow. I just wanted to update the board on the Joint Economic Community Development filing for the miners statute. I understand that there have been some other entities that have filed. The county has filed for one, along with the city of Copperhill for the miner statute. There will be additional entities that will be filing. So my concern with all of that is that our miner statute might get pushed out because it is highly competitive. There was already a round 1 with this, in which Polk County only had 1 grant in and we did not receive it. So with upwards of potentially 5 filing for this, the chances are even more slim. So that being said, we filed, we are going to have some extra monies that we're going to have to raise anyway for the grant. So with that, and knowing that other entities have filed, I would like to propose working with the city, the Joint Economic Community Development Board, to start raising money. So no matter if we receive the grant or not, we will get the statue. So that being said, I would like to start working with you guys on getting that done and raising those funds. The funds will be upward of $28,000. The grant will be greatly helpful. It's something that the county commissioners on this side have been heavily involved in, and also the former miners that worked there. There's not a lot of them left, and I would really like to have them down there for Miners Week. That's when we were planning to do our event on July 4th to unveil the statue if we were able to get it done in time. Some of you have seen the renderings, however, until we figure out what's going on with the grant, I didn't want to bring those forward so that we didn't proceed, but we would really like to get that miner statue replaced. This has been requested by the community for quite some time.
Thank you, Ms. Farrell. Anybody else? If none, we'll move on to announcements. On my list, I have our next Board of Mayor and Alderman meeting will be Tuesday, February 17, 2026. That is a federal, state, and county holiday. City Hall is open that day, on the 16th. So President's Day is February 16th. Let me back up. We'll have our meeting on Tuesday, February 17th. So although we're open, everybody else is closed, we'll bump because it's a holiday for the next day. Okay. So Tuesday, February 17th. And we also, first Tuesday in Twin Cities, there will not be a February event. It's still going to be too cold. We're seriously looking at March and going back to the Y, up to the gym in the Y here to do a first Tuesday event. We'll see how warm it is at that point. So hopefully we'll be getting more daylight at that point too in the evenings. Albeit time will not have changed yet, I wouldn't think. City Court, next one will be Wednesday, February 4th at 3 p.m. City Hall. We try to close up around 2. Typically takes us about 2:15, 2:30 to get closed up, but everybody has to be in here for City Court. And
What time is that?
that is Wednesday, February 4th. Yes,
Thank you.
yes. And I'll go around. I start with you, Jake, since Don was writing the announcements from you.
No.
This is, all right, anybody else announcement-wise? Okay, and then we'll go to, we'll move along to reports, Board of Alderman reports. Start with you, Donna. Tamara? Jeff? Jake? Okay, very good. If none, Mayor's report. I'll start out with dangerous dogs are increasingly an issue in the city. Noticing based on what's happening with our code enforcement, a lot of pit bull dogs are being left to run loose. Numerous complaints. We're addressing all those as we can. You know, if I'm a dog lover, I'm an animal lover. However, you know, it is against the ordinance to, one, not have your dog tagged in the city. It's also against our ordinances to let your dogs run loose. Dangerous dogs also fall into a different category. If we continue to see this, there's potential that we could put more stringent ordinances out there for dangerous dogs, as well as certain dogs can be banned in the state of Tennessee. So I say that, not wanting to do that. Let's everybody keep our dogs under control, please. Again, there is no burning within the city limits of Copperhill. And so now to the good items. We are on our first year, I think the 26th, when we launched our website, and have some analytics that I'd like to share. I want to thank Saul for all the hard work that he's put into this website and keeping it going, updating everything, host our email that we get sent to us, so people can send issues through there, through concerns and hello. We've pulled Saul has pulled together some analytics from this last year. Very encouraging numbers there. So as you can see, we've got, and I'm not going to read everything, we have 50,000 people who visited our website, of which you had, we had 50,000 page views, 16,500 viewers, so visitors to the site, 2,500 return. Average was 5 minutes, so having that many views on our web page is huge. And what does that do for us? You know, we host, if you have a business in the city of Copperhill, we have pulled that information, we have placed it on our website. Only one could not have it on there, so they asked us to remove, because they legally could not advertise or have anything online, so we pulled that. But every retailer, you know, if you're a physician's office, dentist office, all of our restaurants, we have you on there. So I encourage you to go there and look. 11,000 people were on their phones, so desktop was 5.6 thousand, and then tablets they're kind of 521. So not a lot of people visit on tablets. What that tells us is that people coming to town are on their phones and they're looking at us. So what are people looking for? They're looking for things to do. Most looking at our events calendar. Twin Cities Market was a big one. We're always looking for attractions, shopping, food and drink. Our 4th of July events had a huge interest last year, also on our Facebook page. They are looking for Tennessee Valley Railroad quite a bit. Blue Ridge also ranked in there, but it didn't make the top. Also, they're looking at our news and announcements. Resource-wise, they're looking at the homepage. Again, their events calendar, news and announcements. A lot of folks go through Contact Us. I get a lot of messages through that. Those are, you know, residents, water, sewer, city hall, and then people look at me apparently, and I get those emails, which I appreciate. The businesses, I find this really interesting. The businesses people are looking for. So Ocoee Dentistry was our top business that folks were searching. Now, this being said, this is where they search for that business and actually go into our site. That's the only way we can track, correct? So is that?
So the most searched is what they searched on Google, not necessarily that they clicked. The other side is once they click.
Okay, I got you. So also Copper Mine Candle Company is extremely popular. The Copper Grill, Tennessee Valley Railroad. We have a lot of different variations, but a lot of people are looking for the railroads here. They're wanting to get on those trains and originate out of Copperhill. JJ's Copper Basin Lounge, Sweet Emmeline, Cheesecakes was popular this past year. Ocoee River Clinic, doctor's office, then Volume Salon. So we have, you know, a mix of services and retailers. So Tennessee Valley Railroad was our top page. Copper Mine Candle Company was second. So, and I might add, Copper Mine does not have a website, so that's one reason I feel like they land. Is that fair enough? Copper Grill, third, Sweet Emmeline's. Blue Ridge Scenic Railway, even though they're not in Copperhill, they send us a ton of folks over into Copperhill, so we appreciate that. And then Waterfront, Ocoee Dentistry again, and then Trackside Trading Company. So that gives us kind of an idea. And then when you look in the keywords, I found that important. Just variations of things to do. Looking at the trail, of course, we're looking at the train ride, what to do. Copper Mine Candle Company came up there, Ocoee Dentistry. So those are some of the key words and then golf club. We saw a couple of variations of Copper Basin Golf Club. So it's not in the city, but kind of tells you that who's looking at us, you know, just based on what I can see. Our visitors, you know, for the most part. Atlanta was our top, I guess, area that searched us, which is interesting. Blue Ridge, Georgia was second. Nashville, of course, Copperhill was fourth. Then Birmingham, Alabama, Chicago, Illinois, McKaysville, Miami, Florida, Washington, D.C., and then Chattanooga, Tennessee. Well, this is taking in the, you know, I guess you have a large concentration of folks there. We didn't add in Florida in general. If we'd done that, then Florida would have been bumped to the top under Atlanta. So most of our people looking at Copperhill are from Atlanta. Then how did they find us? So we have just the general search engines, Google, Bing, Yahoo, social media. We got a lot of referrals from Facebook as well as LinkedIn. Fannin County Chamber of Commerce was our top, I guess, entity within the area. News Observer, we got a lot of links sent over from them. Tennessee State Parks, I also found interesting that we got a lot of folks from there. Polk County Government has linked up to us, so thank you, Robbie, for sending those folks over to us, and our commissioners for having that hosted. Directions Magazine, City of McKaysville sent us referrals, Escape to Blue Ridge, and Georgia Mountain Guide. So these were all folks that basically they were on their sites or in something that they were hosting and clicked over to us. So I found that really interesting. Tells us that a lot of folks are looking to come here and do things. I would like to see people, looking. I didn't see a lot of let's live in Copperhill or moving to Copperhill or that. Maybe someday we can see that up top, and I think that should be a focus of ours, maybe a better place to live. Any comments that y'all want to?
Very interesting.
It is
Very
interesting.
good information.
Yeah. So thank you very much.
Thank you.
Good job.
Worked very hard on pulling this together and making it look nice.
Will we have, can we get a copy of this? Or is
You
it
have a
on?
copy in your packet, or you should, or,
Oh,
sorry.
Sorry, okay.
It's on the last, ours is on the last page.
Here, she doesn't have one.
Y'all
of them.
picked yours up before it was
Yeah.
completed.
Thank
But
you.
yes,
This is correct. Okay.
I'll have to get
Okay.
Tamara one.
all right, I'm sorry. Here,
I'll get
Tamara,
her mine.
Okay, I got it. I'm sorry,
you
Greg.
got,
Yeah, I do.
did you get that?
No, but I'll get it.
I've still got it.
Thank you.
Sorry about that.
No problem, thank you.
Very good.
Very
So
good, interesting information. It is.
I thought so. It's those are 50. It's 50,000 people that would not have been looking at us. That's 50,000 opportunities for our businesses downtown. We make our money here off of taxes. That's how we fund the city. And every penny that comes in through our retailers and our restaurants is a penny that we don't have to bring from our residents and from the home, the homes and properties here. So we are going to work on ways that we can increase this for next year, and there's no pressure. That's all. All right. Next up, if nothing else, we'll move along. We have no old business and new business. We have an ordinance for Twin Cities Market. Do I have a motion to consider?
I'll make a motion.
Motion by Donna, a second by Tamberlin. She beat you to it, Jeff. All right, I will read this and we'll go into discussion. And I'm going to change the ordinance number. We spoke with MTAS this past week, and we're working on that big, the codification of everything. So in that, they had trouble finding ordinances. So what we're going to do going forward, or at least I will do with the things that I present, we're going to have the year, the month, and then we'll have 4 numbers behind that, and then that way they can be in sequential order and ordinances and resolutions will have just be in the same sequential order. So I was separating out ordinances and resolutions. Sometimes you'd have similar numbers, but now it's all going to go in one, and if it doesn't pass, then that number just goes away. So, all right. So this is going to be ordinance number 2026-01-0000. So we're going to start out there. This is an ordinance of the City of Copperhill, Tennessee, authorizing seasonal participation with the City of McKaysville, Georgia, in the Twin Cities Market, updating and replacing ordinance number 5-19-25-00, and providing for vendor participation, fee structure, and exemptions from transient vendor fees. Whereas the city of Copperhill previously participated in a seasonal market during the 2025 season pursuant to ordinance number 5-19-25-00, which referenced the Twin Cities Farmers Market and established a participation fee applicable only to the 2025 season. And whereas the market continues to operate on a seasonal basis under the name Twin Cities Market in partnership with the city of McKaysville, Georgia. And whereas the city of Copperhill desires to update and replace the prior ordinance to reflect the current market name, seasonal nature, and participation framework without limiting the authorization to a single calendar year. And whereas it is believed that Twin Cities Market has created additional foot traffic in downtown Copperhill, resulting in an increased business activity for local merchants that would not have been generated in its absence. And whereas the Board of Mayor and Aldermen finds a seasonal participation in the Twin Cities Market serves a public interest by supporting local farmers, artisans, creators, tourism, and economic development. Now, therefore, be it ordained by the Board of Mayor and Aldermen of the City of Copperhill, Tennessee, as follows. Section 1, the City of Copperhill is hereby authorized to partner with the City of McKaysville, Georgia in participating in the seasonal operation of the Twin Cities Market subject to market rules, guidelines, and operational policies established for each market season. Section 2, this ordinance is intended to update, clarify, and replace ordinance number 5-19-25-00 in its entirety. Any reference therein to the Twin Cities Farmers Market, the 2025 season, or other provisions inconsistent with the ordinance are hereby repealed and superseded. Section 3, each participating vendor is individually responsible for complying with all applicable federal, state, and local laws. The responsibility includes, but is not limited to, registering with and remitting all applicable taxes to the Tennessee Department of Revenue, complying with all rules, regulations, and guidelines established by the Tennessee Department of Agriculture governing the sale of food, produce, or other regulated goods, and obtaining and maintaining any required licenses, permits, certifications, or inspections applicable to the vendor's goods or services. The City of Copperhill assumes no responsibility for ensuring or enforcing the legal compliance of individual vendors. Section 4, participation in the Twin Cities Market shall be limited to vendors who meet the criteria established by the market for the applicable season, including individuals or entities who farm, produce, craft, or otherwise create the goods offered for sale, and who comply with all market rules and regulations. Section 5, vendors participating in the Twin Cities Market who comply with all market rules and who farm, produce, or create the goods offered for sale shall be exempt from any otherwise applicable transient vendor, peddler, or similar permit fees imposed by the City of Copperhill for the duration of each market season in which they participate. All other fees shall remain applicable. Section 6, businesses physically located within the City of Copperhill may participate in the Twin Cities Market at no cost, provided they meet the vendor eligibility requirements and comply with all market rules and regulations. For Section 7, for vendors not otherwise exempt under the ordinance, the fee to participate in the Twin Cities Market shall be $50 per market season unless modified by future action of the Board of Mayor or Aldermen. Fees collected are to be used for the market promotion. So this would go in, this has to have 2 readings. It would go into effect in February if it passes the 2 readings. Any discussion? So, let's get that before we go into the water. So with this, just to clarify, if you're a business in downtown Copperhill and you're like the candle shop, they can participate. The folks on the corner down here barefoot, they can participate for free. They already have a business license or already paying taxes to the city. So that's the one. Also to clarify, if you are setting up and then for the market, you paid your $50. If you go to something and do something else, or you're on somebody else's property on another day, another time, that does not, you've got to get your transient vendor permit in place. So just note that. This does not exclude, or does not allow this folks to do that. All right, any other questions? All right. None, I'll go roll call, please.
Mayor Barker?
Yes.
Vice Mayor Reese?
Yes.
Alderman Martin?
Yes.
Alderman Tanner?
Yes.
Alderman Thomas?
Yes.
Motion passes. And we'll have the second reading at our next meeting. All right, next on the agenda is a resolution. This is an addendum to the Sheriff's Department contract. Do I have a motion to consider? Motion by Tamerlan.
I'll second.
All right, second by Donna. All right, I will read this. Good.
No, you're fine.
Okay. All right, so we'll, this is gonna be City of Copperhill. This is resolution number 2026-01-0001. So resolution of the Board of Mayor and Aldermen of the City of Copperhill, Tennessee, authorizing the Mayor of the City of Copperhill, Tennessee to execute a First Amendment to the contract for law enforcement services between the City of Copperhill and Polk County Sheriff's Department. Whereas the City of Copperhill, Tennessee, the City and the County of Polk, acting through the Polk County Sheriff's Department, the county, entered into a contract for law enforcement services effective July 1, 2024. It's the original agreement. And whereas the original agreement continued in effect through mutual performance after June 30, 2025, and whereas Section 6 of the original agreement authorizes amendments by mutual consent of the parties, and whereas the city and county desire to amend the original agreement to modify the term, compensation, scope of services, patrol coverage, reporting requirements, and provide for deputy presence at municipal court, and whereas proposed First Amendment to the contract for law enforcement services is in the best interest of the City of Copperhill and its residents and promotes public safety and effective law enforcement services within the city. And whereas the Board of Mayor of Aldermen desire to authorize the mayor to execute said amendment on behalf of the city. Now therefore be it resolved by the Board of Mayor of Aldermen of the City of Copperhill, Tennessee, Section 1, the mayor of the City of Copperhill is hereby authorized and directed to execute the First Amendment to the contract for law enforcement services between the City of Copperhill and Polk County Sheriff's Department, substantially in the form presented to the board, which such non-substantive changes as may be approved by the mayor and city attorney. Section 2, the Board of Mayor of Aldermen hereby approves the amendment, term, compensation, scope of services, patrol coverage requirements, reporting provisions, and municipal court security provisions as set forth in the First Amendment. It further resolved that the residents shall become, that this resolution shall become effective immediately upon its adoption, public welfare requiring it. So this, basically, I brought a draft to the First Amendment. I have not, this is, so we sat down, chatted with Sheriff's Department, kind of got their feedback, got y'all's feedback in one meeting, and I've done a draft to the First Amendment here. But do you have, did I not give you, what are you missing?
You're missing the second page. Yeah.
The compensation piece? Okay, here, you can have mine. Sorry about that. So you're missing the original contract, or you're missing?
No, she's the second page.
Okay,
The
here, just take,
second page.
yeah, please take mine. Here you go. Sorry about that. We diligently went through those to make sure every page was there, and obviously, our diligence was not, so I apologize. So essentially, I'm bringing this to you guys, to let you look at it before I take it to them. They have not seen this draft, and I wanted to move forward with this. As I mentioned previously, the money was allocated in the budget. We have just not come to an agreement up to this point on what we're going to do. One of the provisions here, there's basically a date that this ends on June 30th. We have to renegotiate everything at that point. I'm wanting, this is more of a test run in my opinion, to see if they can fulfill the need that we have, and also, you know, that we can get the service, you know, that they can provide service. Sometimes I know they're short-staffed. I know, you know, as we heard earlier tonight, there's questions on why people are speeding through downtown. So we want to make sure all these are addressed. There's been issues with parking on Grand. So these are things that I want to see corrected. Tennessee Avenue is all, you know, one of the hot areas. So I mentioned these things in there. I didn't specifically state what areas. It's just more of the high complaint areas. Ordinance-wise, you know, I know they're not going to go out and say mow your grass. Don't expect them to do that. However, if somebody's got a dog that's being vicious, somebody's, you know, noise, I feel like is something that we get, you know, it's against the law in the state of Tennessee to disturb the peace. You know, so I feel like that they can enforce those ordinances for us. So what are your thoughts?
I think they can control what we spoke about in the last meeting, I think would be good.
Okay.
Before anything, just narrow that down to that point and keep it there. Keep a focus on that would be good.
Okay. David?
Since this is a draft, this is what you want us to look over.
I would like to present this to them because they may come back with a change. And if it's a huge change, then basically the way the resolution reads, I bring it back to you.
Okay.
If there's a small material change, then
Okay.
then I feel like we can move forward.
The amount here, per calendar month, is that in addition to what we already paid them?
So right now we pay 1667 a month, and it's going to increase to that amount,
Okay.
not in addition to.
Okay.
And that's what we budgeted. Obviously, we've not used but the 1667 each month up to this point.
Okay.
So we would be looking, if we can come to an agreement, February, March, April, May, and June.
Okay.
Then our new budget year starts in July.
I did, when I read through this, I did like back, I have to report back, everything to justify.
Yes. Yep. I agree with that.
For your requirements. I think we do need a deputy in the courtroom. I think that would be helpful.
Yes. Based on our last experience, we will definitely, and if they don't agree to have a deputy in, then we'll work out something else with security of some sort.
Okay.
I don't know that I'll hold court again without having somebody present. I'm gonna move forward then, sorry to, I just want everybody to. All right, roll call.
Mayor Barker?
Yes.
Vice Mayor Reese?
Yes.
Alderman Martin?
Yes.
Alderman Tanner?
Yes.
Alderman Thomas?
Yes.
Do I have a motion to adjourn? Motion by Tamlin,
You have that.
No, you do.
I'll
That's
second.
yours.
second by Jeff, roll call.
Mayor Barker?
Yes.
Vice Mayor Reese?
Yes.
Alderman Martin?
Yes.
Alderman Tanner?
Yes.
Alderman Thomas?
Yes.
Adjourn.
Yep, that's your duty every time.
Thank you. Tamlin, I'm so sorry you did not get.
She did pass it.
Well, you get to second it.
I don't know if it did come out. I wish I had adjourned.
Yeah. My job, I have to keep my land measurements.
I would like to have that.
I would love to sign.